The Muppets, an iconic group of characters for the ages. Kermit and the gang have been entertaining the public since the 70s. These fine felted friends were and continue to be household names. With something as old as the Muppets, there are bound to be things that do not age well. However, there are some part of the Muppet Show that are timeless. But there's one character that was ahead of his time, the Great Gonzo. Out of all of the Muppet characters, I think the Great Gonzo is one of the most underrated. For those of you who don't know, Gonzo is the resident whatever in the Muppet clan. With a cane-shaped nose, little hairs on his head, and blue fur, nobody really knows what exactly Gonzo is. Not even Kermit knew during the Muppet movie.
Now I got a lady pig, and a bear, and a chicken, a dog, a thing, whatever Gonzo is. He's a little like a turkey. Yeah, a little like a turkey, but not much. No, I guess not.
With that, however, he was able to be a blank canvas for the puppeteer Dave Goelz to project a character into. The reason Gonzo's appearance is so vague in origin is because he was originally designed to be a background monster for the Great Santa Claus Chase, which was a Henson holiday special from 1970. In this special, he had few lines, did not even have a name at the time. It wasn't until The Muppet Show came out that the character had a name and a greater purpose. In season 1 of The Muppet Show, Dave Goelz originated the character of Gonzo. Gonzo at the time was just a resident weird artist. He would do strange acts such as eat a tire to the tune of The Flight of the Bumblebee. It was common at the time for him to just be a snobby artist who referred to the audience as yokels for not understanding his art. However, this version of Gonzo was abandoned really quickly as Dave Goelz became more comfortable performing him. Gonzo still of course performed strange acts, but his demeanor totally changed. Gonzo became a chicken-loving creature with a big heart and a non-apologetic attitude for being who he truly is. However, I am here to make a case today for the Great Gonzo being so ahead of our time, being the first true connoisseur of meme culture. Before I deeply dive into instances of this for the Great Gonzo, I would like to first talk a bit about why I think Gonzo connects so greatly with meme culture. And to do that, I think I need to talk a little bit about meme culture in itself. I may be a 35-year-old dragon, but I am very aware of memes and meme culture. By the way, I know I look younger than 35, but dragons can live up to be hundreds and thousands of years old, so I'm still pretty darn young. But back to meme culture. Why is this funny?
This mailbox is mine, and this triagonal sign. That blue balloon, the month of June, they're mine.
The internet is a strange and interesting place. Something like that is funny. You could put a video up that is just a picture of a screwdriver with a random bass boost, and the youngins today will laugh at that till there's no tomorrow. But why is meme culture the way it is? Well, biologist Richard Dawkins describes a meme as an idea that is replicated for the purpose of survival. This type of meme originated as the concept of what clothing humans wear, or table manners, or things such as that. Ideas passed along by human. This meme was compared to the human gene ever evolving, and with the dawn of the internet, this idea of a meme took on a new form. It had seeped into language and thought, cementing itself into the brains of unsuspecting people. But the truth is, the type of meme that dominates our brain space in modern day has evolved. Memes used to look like this, or maybe this, with a top text and a bottom text. However, they have evolved to being this elaborate art form like this. Take collegiate courses based on the concept of memes. Memes have evolved to the point of being an everyday part of the everyday life of a human and a dragon like me. One of the meme types that I would like to talk about, however, is the "but it's" meme. By the "but it's" meme, I mean it being something ordinary, but it's not. For example, all-star, but it's a Bach chorale, or smooth criminal, but every other beat is missing. This concept mashes up two totally separate ideas and conforms them into one. This is the meme ideal that is probably the most popular with certified memers today. However, I can think of one individual who did the but it's meme style first. That's right, the Great Gonzo is an early adapter of the but it's meme style. Let me explain. Remember earlier when I mentioned the sketch where the Great Gonzo eats a tire to the track of the Flight of the Bumblebee? Well, if it originated in modern day YouTube, it'd be called The Flight of the Bumblebee, but Gonzo was eating a tire. Or here's another one. The Great Gonzo performs hypnosis, but hypnotizes himself. Majority of these Great Gonzo acts can be categorized this way. However, the audience on The Muppet Show does not receive these acts very well. As a matter of fact, the Great Gonzo gets booed a good majority of the time he's on the stage. However, he keeps doing it anyways because it's his art and he loves it. Earlier, when I talked about meme culture, I talked about the fact that memes evolved from a simple top text, bottom text to something that people put a lot more time into, and I mean a lot of time. Memes have gotten more complex. The same happens to Gonzo's acts. Gonzo's earlier acts consisted of two simple things. For example, the classic The Great Gonzo plays Flight of the Bumblebee, but there's an actual bumblebee. Can be how you describe one of his earlier works. However, one of his later works can be described as The Great Gonzo sings, putting on my top hat, but he's tap dancing in a vat of oatmeal. His acts evolve into more and more complex and absurd concepts. I would guarantee that the Great Gonzo will be a contemporary of the Great Silva Gunna, who makes high-quality rips of music online using this but it's attitude, despite it not being labeled as such. The things Gonzo does could fit in right at home with what we see in our everyday feeds online. The other day I watched a YouTube video of a guy that waterproofed his piano and filled it with water just to see how it sounds. It was a very interesting video. He's an engineer who makes a lot of videos of experiments that he does and posts them on YouTube. It's pretty neat and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. However, most of these experiments are, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? Or, I wonder what kind of qualitative data we can get from this experiment. While these are all things that are possible thoughts, it's obvious that first and foremost he was thinking, wouldn't it be funny if I filled up a piano with water and played it? While not what one would traditionally call a meme, his content is definitely inspired by meme culture, and in modern day, meme culture equates to something odd that can make people laugh. A contemporary example of this as well on YouTube is this guy that I watched who decided to do a but it's video on going to the Rainforest Cafe, but I go to every single one of them. I'll also leave a link in the description to that one. It was interesting, but again, it's part of that meme culture of doing something ridiculous because it's funny, and then, giving a review of it along the way to make it have some substance to it. Earlier I also mentioned All-Star, but it's a Bach chorale, and I think that sums up Gonzo's style perfectly. Let's add something traditionally strange with something traditionally classy. One of the most notable ones that Gonzo does is Gonzo recites the poetry of Percy Bysshe Shelley, but he's also diffusing a highly explosive bomb. He is using a lot of his acts as an outlet to tote a traditional form of art with something new and abnormal. Some memes have brought awareness to older art forms. For example, Skeletor's Until We Meet Again meme has reminded the public that Skeletor even exists. Or the Sam Raimi Spider-Man memes almost preserving Sam Raimi's films to modern day viewers. Or even the Star Wars prequels that people like a little more due to the memes surrounding them. Overall, the Great Gonzo's model is very similar to this. One final thing I would like to add about meme culture that rings true to Gonzo is about how the meme culture rings through communities and creates subcultures. When meme culture first started out with the traditional troll face or doge memes, it started out as a small community of internet goers, little inside jokes. You were either in the know or not in the know, and now that meme culture is more mainstream, it has created little subcultures. For example, Facebook has so many groups dedicated to memes based on specific film and television properties. One of my favorites that I'm a member of is Simpsons Bort Posting. As a member of that group, you have to know your obscure Simpsons moments. The memes on this page would be pretty confusing or hit or miss if you didn't know this. However, in these small sub-communities of meme creators and enjoyers, they support each other and encourage the making of more memes. This also pertains to Gonzo. Gonzo's art may be eccentric, but as much time as Kermit spends making fun of Gonzo's act, he spends supporting Gonzo's acts. Like in The Muppets, a short-lived ABC show that's an Office clone, Kermit, despite being hesitant, encourages Gonzo to follow his dream of being shot out of a cannon once more. Or in The Muppet Show when Gonzo is about to leave the show, but then decides to stay, and Kermit is overjoyed and supports his time of tap dancing and oatmeal that I mentioned earlier. He returns on the show week after week with his brand of art, and his friends supported it despite how wacky it was. The sense of community Gonzo feels with his friends on The Muppet Show is adjacent to the sense of community one feels in a fandom or forum that makes and shares memes with each other. Gonzo is a character that reminds people to be who they really are, to be true to themselves. He creates the art he wants to without fear of audience reaction. He is the person he wants to be without the fear of judgment that is so prevalent in his world. In The Muppets Christmas Carol, he just pretends to be Charles Dickens and does not care about judgment. And we all go along with it because it is oh so endearing. He's being himself. In Muppets from Space, he's supposedly an alien, which I don't believe is canon and most people don't. In this film, Gonzo finds himself and does not go with his alien brethren because he's happy with who he is and he's happy with being one of a kind. It is no surprise that Gonzo has made a comeback lately due to his personality being akin to that of internet meme culture, but also representative of being yourself. The internet is a place where you can be who you want to be. Want to cosplay? Here's a forum. You like a specific YouTuber? Here's a fan Discord. You want to play video games with others? Hop on Steam and play. The age of the internet is the age of individuality and community and being who you want to be. Finding like-minded individuals like yourself to spend your time with. However, when the world did not have the internet to tell them that, they had Gonzo to tell them that it is alright to be who they want to be. Be comfortable in your own skin as yourself. You matter and you have a place in this world. He is a symbol to thousands around the world, and that to me is what makes Gonzo truly the great Gonzo.